My name's Joe Carr. I'm collection and learning curator based at Britten Pears Arts. A few years ago, we were fortunate enough to get funding through the Royal Society to develop some school sessions with primary school groups, trying to engage music and science and link them together. Primary school has been the main kind of age group that we've gone for. It's been really difficult to reach and engage with high school aged children. So when this opportunity, this project came up, it was a great opportunity to try and really engage with that age group, which has been hard to reach in the past. Initially, we wanted to really engage with local high schools, so that meant reaching out to teachers in music and science departments to try and find out what the schools wanted from a set of resources. So initially contacted a number of local high schools in the area. Stradbroke, Hartismere and Old Valley were the three who really were keen to be engaged in the project. So we started building up some really strong links with the teachers and started meeting with them to decide what they want.
Hi, my name is Fraser and I'm the director of CLIP. I've been working with Joe and the teachers in the project to explore what kind of apparatus, equipment or experiments we can bring into the classroom that they just wouldn't be able to otherwise access themselves. Something we identified quite early on was that the teachers weren't really interested in the creation of new lesson plans or schemes of work. They have enough of those already and they're perfectly capable of creating those themselves. Instead, what they were more interested in was demonstrations, experiments, things they could use within their existing schemes of work to add value. Through the conversations with the teachers, we identified the three main themes as how the ear works, what is a wave, and how sound travels through different states. Once we'd decided on these themes, I could then go ahead and start to research what kind of pieces of equipment we could purchase or things I might want to make that allow us to communicate the terminology or the theory behind those subjects in really engaging hands-on and practical ways, such as creating headphones that flip your left and your right so you can talk about auditory processing within the brain. Teachers don't have the luxury to be able to research these sort of things, nor do they have the resources to be able to create them themselves. And that was why this collaboration was so rewarding and so exciting, because it meant that I could make these things and give them to the students in the classroom to experiment with. Once we'd identified the themes, built all the things we needed to build, we went into the classrooms and started to test some of the ideas out, and you could see quite quickly what worked and maybe what needed adjustments. One of the things that we changed was thinking about how we talk about standing waves. I had this idea of using a speaker to try and find a resonant frequency in a room, but it didn't quite work. The speaker wasn't quite loud enough, and also it meant that it was maybe having a knock-on impact on the classrooms nearby. One of the teachers suggested I look at something called a Kunsttube. This is a really cool way of visualizing a wave traveling through a tube. So I went ahead and built one, and now that's available for those schools to borrow. As a piece of equipment, they're quite expensive to buy, and they only really serve one purpose, and they take up a rather large footprint. So from a school's perspective, it's hard to justify purchasing something like that. But if they could borrow one, that makes total sense. Another thing that came from this research phase was that the films communicating how the ear works or how sound travels, although they exist, they were kind of varying in quality levels, and some of them were just too long really for use within a classroom. So I went ahead and made some stop motion animation films, all between about 2 and 3 minutes long, for teachers to use at the start of a lesson. They worked really well and the students respond really well to them as well.
When you hear a sound, it reaches you as a wave of tiny pressure changes moving through the air. Take this spring, for example. See how the wave travels along it, but the spring itself stays in place. That's how sound travels, by vibrating the molecules of whatever it's moving through.
My name is Sarah Davey and I am a head of science at Stradbroke High School. They really loved being able to see the waves move along the slinky springs. They noticed the different things that are happening a lot better when they're actually able to see it done or do it themselves. But obviously a lot of the time we don't have enough sets of equipment to be able to do that so that they can all do it and have a go at it. So like the little mini speakers, they really liked those because they're things that they can do themselves. It's really good when they can actually get their hands on it and have a go at it, because then they're kind of almost linking between what they're doing and what they're thinking about as well. I mean, there's different things that I've done for Does Sound Travel for a Solid, But it really is just like, oh, put your ear to the desk and tap on it. But actually the technology has come on a little bit since then. So using those microphones would be really good.
I'm Jasmine Costello and I'm Head of Science at Old Valley Academy. The session was really engaging. The 9 students that were there loved it. Some of the photos I took, you could see that they were just kind of, there was a little bit of awe and wonder in their face. You could see their expression, that they were like, oh, this is new, you know, and fun and interesting. And that they were able to work independently, so they had something to do. And when they were making the ear defenders with the insulating materials, you know, they really enjoyed doing that as well. And it was a bit of a competition and time to see who could get there the quickest and have the best results. So that competitive element showed me that they were engaged as well. I think that really helped. All about enriching the experience of science and everything. It isn't just like, we're not an exam factory. So anything we can add and enhance to the students' experience is great. You know, we'll happily give a day over, or half a day, or a lesson, or whatever, for them to experience something outside of the norm, outside of school.
Just to be able to be creative and to play in a framed around some quite heavy science is just lovely, and it's what kills you as a teacher, because it's all you want to do but you can't do because you have specifications to fill and curriculum to do. So it's nice, it's inspiring for me, it's great for the kids, and just to remember that that's important too.
Crazy.
What's up? There is a place and a need for it, and it's nice to have someone like yourself that's got the freedom of thoughts, and then pass them on to us, because we are just a conveyor belt of go, teach, behaviour, what's best, exams, tests, go on holiday, and then start again. And it's like, actually, to be reminded of like really what you believe in is nice. Yeah, if you can get your hands on, 16 would be amazing, because then they can, even at our biggest top set class, can walk around in pairs and have the conversation. It's more focused if there's enough of the kit. It's the type of thing that a school can possibly justify buying 16, because they're only going to be used by 6 classes once a year. But if it was a thing that was a bank of resources that we could get in and use and say, right, we're doing this pops up in year 8 within this 2-week window. I'm being a bit optimistic that we're all at the same place. This 4-week window.
Yeah.
I'm getting my teachers to do that activity. Can we borrow them for a month? That would be awesome.
I'd like to see us provide this amazing set of resources, experiments, activities that are available for local high schools in Suffolk and beyond to use or borrow free of charge from Britten Pears Arts, so we can really support all local schools to develop their kind of music and science learning through these activities, and we can kind of support teachers using them. We can let schools borrow them or even deliver them ourselves with them. So to really develop a strong, sustainable relationship with high schools. So each year we keep engaging with different groups. And I think another next stage would be to develop activities that can also fit into the music curriculum in high schools using physics and the kind of theories of sound and music, and that would link with the ideologies of Benjamin Britten, who wanted to engage all young people in music and the arts in all different ways. So I think using science to do that is a really exciting way, and we can do that more in the future.